Okay, streaming again for the same thing I yesterday. Yesterday I did this small list. And today I'm going to, copy paste it and put it today. Delete this and yeah, I wanted to add my video to this, right? To make food in a week vlog, well, finish. And then I wanted to go over some ideas that I had, right? So maybe something here, which would be, yeah, make offer of video essay consulting. No, not consulting, but make offer of video essay, bounty video essay. And this is kind of related to skill set. In a way. And yeah, think of consulting framework. I had this do it for you, do it with you, tell you, written report. Okay, let's move my head here. Okay, so this is a skill set, and this kind of isn't a skill set, right? This is more thinking of offers as like the product offering, you would say, right? It's related to the skill set thing, but more as an offer. And for this I will set influences, and some that came to mind earlier were Tiff Ferg, Kidology, Jules Terpak, John Coogan, Slide Bean. And yeah, I wanted to make another thing. Right now I've thought of a thing, right? Which is basically like why in jobs, like why do you have to sell yourself, right? Why do you have to sell yourself slash why can't the I would like to grapple with those problems line of work thinking work. I don't know, maybe this is like too optimistic or something, or too stupid. Sorry, I'm not showing the screen here. I want to make a little bit of a video of this right now, something really short, right? Like I get that you need to have a that hiring is paying someone to do some tasks, and I get that wanting to do something isn't something you can trust, that someone saying they want to do something isn't something you can trust. But I think that if you show an understanding of what's going on, that it should be something to take into account, right? Something to take into account, right? Who is here right now? One person, two people. I'm not sure who you are or when did you join, but this is what I'm thinking about right now. I already did what I said in the title, the thinking of what I'll do next week, and right now I want to, because this is connected, right, to what I'm going to do next week, which is basically talk about my skill set and all of these things, right? But my problem is, I think maybe that's just a me problem, right? That's what I wanted to find out. I want to find out if this is like a me problem, or if this is like a society-wide problem, or like if I'm just seeing things in a way that doesn't make sense to be seen in the job sense, right? It's like, why is the job search and all of these things, why is that so focused on on skills, right? Maybe it's a dumb question, because of course it has to be focused on skills, but like, does it really? Like, if you need someone to edit video for you, for example, unless you need someone to do like really specific edits because you have like a really creative, like a really strong creative direction or something, right? Like editing video is like trivial, right? Like, I may just underestimating like how difficult editing video is, because I edit video, right? Like, it's not that hard. I don't know. And like you don't have a skill set, like you can show a portfolio or something, but you can show that you've done difficult edits. But like the ability to power through the ability to power through the things that you don't know is kind of more revealing than what you currently know, right? I don't know. Maybe what you currently know is like that proof that you have done that. I don't know. That's what I was thinking about right now. And I wanted to make a quick video on it, but I don't know. I've lost interest. I still want to know the answer to the question, but I don't know how to frame the question in the right way. Like, why do you have to sell yourself? Right? What did I just say? I said something like why is the job searching / hiring, like the two sides of the coin, hiring process, so focused on this skill set or whatever, right? On current skills. It makes sense because if you need someone to do something, maybe maybe the thing that I'm like complaining or something is that many job positions like are just this easy thing, right? This, I don't want to say uncreative or something, but yeah, devoid of some kind of creative direction, you could say, maybe, right? Maybe that's my problem, right? Maybe that's the problem that I have, that I'm thinking in DOP terms, right? I'm thinking in director of photography terms when I should be thinking on video editor terms, right? Or something. Or I'm thinking, yeah, in video editing, I'm thinking, I don't know. But see, like why this differentiation? Like why all of this differentiation in roles or something, right? It's like, in many senses, like in many positions, it doesn't even matter, right? Maybe if you like in Hollywood, it makes sense, right, to differentiate very clearly what's happening, right? You need to have a colorist, you need to have a cutter, you need to have a right, but it's like I don't need a colorist, I don't need a cutter, I don't need a video editor, right? Like I do all these things, all of it, I do it, right? Well, if you want to hire someone, you will need to either look at their skills or just hope for the best, no? I mean, yeah, I guess it doesn't make a lot of sense what I'm going to say. To me, like the thing, were you here when I said the first sentence with this? Why do you have to sell yourself in this way, right? Why do you have to sell your skills set instead of selling this? I would like to grapple with those problems, right? I think, yeah, selling the skill set sells the sure thing, right? Sells the I can solve those problems. That's what selling the skill set says. But it doesn't sell the will to solve those, right? It just says, I can do it. But it doesn't say why, right? And to me, the why matters a lot, right? Because if you get... Because but to me, the point is that I guess there are some, like, well, or maybe a lot, maybe most, but maybe most of the things, right, are, I don't know, many things, let's say many things are just like the fact that you can do them is like trivial in a sense, right? It's like, maybe it's just because of the things that I am applying to it, like writing. Well, I'm not even applying to writing, but, or like video editing, right? Maybe it's not trivial, or maybe it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's, or for example, streaming. This, for example, streaming, literally everyone can, like, there is like a very low, not low, but there is a certain technical threshold that you, like, maybe your 89-year-old grandma can't stream because she doesn't know what YouTube is, or like she knows what YouTube is, but she doesn't know that you can like talk live to it, and she doesn't know how to use OBS because she looks at the OBS program and means like, oh wow, this is so complex. But like for most people, right? I'm not sure if most people, but for many people, it's like trivial, right? To click the thing, copy the transmission link or whatever. People to try to get hired for the things they are good at. In many cases, at least. So if they learn to do something, it implies they have fun doing so. Obviously, this doesn't always fit. Yeah, but to me, it's like the hiring processes and all of these are like too focused on the... Are you... And not even... They are like... And in many cases, they aren't even focused on that, and they just seem like... They just go by... I don't know. Like it's unclear why they go by... But if you just hire someone because he wants to try it out, you just have to hope he is good at it or will become good. Yeah, to me, the thing is that I don't... Well, the try it out phrase is interesting because on the one hand, I do mean this, like try it out, but I also mean like some kind of conscious way, right, that you have put some thought into it, right? It's not like... It's trying something out that comes with the knowledge of the thing, right? Because, for example, let me put an example. Like it's like literally any job, but I'm thinking of engineering, for example, right? The skill sets of engineering, right? You come into engineering school, learn some things, learn maths, a little bit of maths, a little bit of numerical methods, a little bit of simulation stuff, a little bit of mechanics, a little bit of all of these things, right? You learn all of this. Then you go to work to some place. And the thing with that place is that many times, like, they ask you for your skill set. They ask, like, the way to hire is like this skill set. And I guess there is some mix with, like, do you want to do this or something? But the thing is that there, like, the hiring processes and the hiring, it's not just the process of, like, literally getting hired or everything. It's like the whole wider global context around it, right? Like the whole infrastructure of communication and of showing people what the shit is actually about. Like, all of that thing is basically a desert. It's like you don't really know what anyone is doing at the job, right? It's kind of a mystery. It's like the hiring descriptions are always like super strange, right? They are like not real almost. It's like it says like some random shit. Because I'm not sure of confidentiality or whatever, but many things, like in many topics, like you don't even know what you will be doing, right? So to me, it's like, wouldn't it be better if you like laid out, like, for example, one of these day in my life blogs, right? You make a video of what the actual job is, right? And if someone sees that job and says like, oh, holy shit, like you get to be 8 hours a day sitting on a chair looking at Excel, right? And someone is like, fuck, I love Excel. Then they are like, I want that job. And if someone is like, you get to sit like 2 hours on your chair and doing like mathematical models for something, then 2 months later you will I don't know, you will go to the field to look at a car to see how it's behaving. Then you will go to the lab and change a little bit of parameters, right? And someone looks at that and says like, oh fuck, I love that, I want to do that, right? Or not, I love that, but and then they say like, and this day you have to stay 8 hours more that day because it's so difficult. And then like, okay, I'm willing to deal with the difficulties that come with the, see, like adding more stuff to this paradigm or whatever. Okay, so if you have, I see where you're coming from, but from the boss perspective, they don't want to train you and they have you and then have you work. They want you to do your job and make money. I think I'm definitely on your side on that one. To see exactly what I will be doing will be nice with finding what you like to do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm more on this line, right? I understand that they don't want to train you or whatever, but yeah, my point is that if you show someone what they are doing, right? If you show someone what is actually being done, you can go there, right? Like you can see what they have been doing and be like, oh, like I can do that or I can't do that, right? So it's like you can see if you will need to be trained or whatever, right? So if they don't say, if the job doesn't say we'll train you for this, you understand that you are coming into the place where you will have to already be doing the thing, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself correctly, but yeah, just kind of seeing, like, I don't know. To me, like the phrase that I have in my mind, right? This is the phrase that I put here, right? Is the I would like to grapple with those problems, right? See, like, so it's like the problem. Maybe it's a bad phrase, right? I mean, like, you know, there is this kind of saying or something that is like, I don't know. I think of it. I forget. I'm out of words. It's something like I would like to grapple with those problems, right? Fuck it. See, let's see this tweet. From Visa account. This is a whole different context, but I think this is like the vibe and the spirit of what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, marriage. Tell you. Let's see if this works. No. Hidden. Secret. It was something like hungry. My enemy. Nah, enemy. No, it wasn't that. it was something like in marriage, like what they don't tell you about marriage is that you are picking the person that is going to be, that you will be the most angry towards, right? It the tweet was worded much better. Marriage. Corro Drift, Visa Camp, marriage. Let's see. Marriage. Yes, this. Okay, so tags from Corro Drift, Visa Camp, marriage. Visa Camp, marriage, angry, upset, annoy, disappoint. Enemy. This tweet. Finally found it. This is the tweet. Wife and I were laughing about this last night. The thing nobody quite tells you about marriage is you're choosing the person in life who's going to upset, disappoint, annoy, and frustrate you more than anybody else, right? So it's like the same. This is the same with a job, right? With a job, you are choosing the person, the task that is going to exasperate you the most and take the most amount of rent in your mind and all of these things, right? So, like, you might as well be aware of some of the problems that the person has, right? Like that the job has, right? You have to be willing, like, and yeah, this is the thing that nobody quite tells you about marriage, right? That is also the thing that nobody quite tells you about the job. That kind of everyone knows and that it's obvious, but that kind of it isn't talked about enough or something, or like, is it just me? Am I going crazy? Like, why are people making decisions without this in mind, right? And it's like, when you do this, I think that I haven't been married ever, right? But I think that when two people like voluntarily and agree to marrying, right? Like, not as an accident that you like by pressure getting married or something, right? Like when you are like truly committing to something, it's like you in yourself see this sense of like, whoa. See, in sickness and in health, right? Sickness, like you are like, even in their bad days, right? I will tolerate them, right? It's like I will be there on the bad days, right? It's like I know what the bad days can be like, right? And still, something like this. But in a job, it's just business, so you will probably pick the person who will do the better job over the person who you sympathize with more. I don't know, maybe I just don't agree with the phrase just business. It's like everything is just something, right? Life is just life. Marriage is just marriage. Marriage is just relationships, right? But yeah, for me, I'm going to take this tweet. Comparison with Visa tweet. Boom. With Visa marriage tweet. But yeah, to me, it's something like, right, there is like this romantic sense in which when you talk romantically to someone and you say something like, yeah, it's like the saying you're perfect doesn't mean anything, right? What the saying you're perfect means is like, you're perfect for me, right? There is this kind of that sense of, right? So, and it's like, obviously you never know beforehand whether that holds or not. But, like, isn't there some kind of gut sense that you can have, right? I don't know. Maybe people don't hire based on gut senses or whatever. Well, I don't know how to phrase it differently, but I think you get what I tried to say. Yeah, I kind of get it. I guess there are so many different important terms that are difficult to define, right? So, for example, better job. What does better mean in this case, and for how long does better mean, right? It's like, what does it mean? I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of what I don't know, what I'm not struggling, but something I think about. I guess it's just a complaint on the lack of ability for you to do this, right? I don't know. I keep coming back to honesty or something, right? It's like in a dating market or whatever, when you're finding a spouse or something like this, I do see also people complaining, right? That you have to kind of lie a little bit for to attract women, for example, right? Or people say the same things over and over, right? Like the same things that are actually opposites, right? For example, be yourself, but right, be yourself, but, or these things, right? Be yourself, but change yourself until you are good enough. These kind of things, right? Okay, so which one do I do, right? And I see kind of parallels from this to work, right? It's like in the same way that for getting a date or whatever, you have to like sell your upsell, right? Not upsell. Upsell is another thing. You have to oversell, right? You have to overpromise. You have to. You have to overpromise and then meet the promise, right? That is kind of the game that people play, and I guess I don't want to play that game or something, right? I don't want to play that game neither in love, nor in business. I don't want to overpromise and then actually get there, right? I saw an interesting tweet before by Vin, okay. And it was interesting. This one, right? So, like, when you lie about skills, having skills that you don't have, the feeling of being an imposter becomes unbearable, and you just pick up the skill anyway, right? It wasn't a lie as much as a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So you can be self-fulfilling in that way, but I choose not to, right? In the skill set terms. I don't know why. I just I'm just tired, I guess, for some reason. I'm pasting the tweet here anyway. Then tweet about what was that? Self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy on skills, right? It's like, see, this is kind of the thing that ties what I was saying together. The self-fulfilling prophecy on skills. It's like, if this is a phenomenon that happens, right? If when you lie about skills you don't have, you just end up picking up the skill anyway, and there is this self-fulfilling prophecy element. It's like, why not skip the step and just be real, right? It's like, you can just be real and say no. Like, you can not say that you have the skill, and you can simply say, like, that is the place I want to be. Like, that is, I've looked at the place, I've inspected, I've seen the good sides and the bad sides, and I want to get there, right? It's like, so the gatekeeper, aka HR or whoever, or the CEO of the company, it's like, fuck it, boom, right? I don't know. To me, it makes sense in my head. I guess in your head, it doesn't make sense, because why would they do that to you instead of someone else, right? I guess. And it's like, because the someone else person doesn't say, like, the reason why they want to be there or something, right? To me, the point is like that people lie in resumes, right? You lie in your resume. Then this happens, right? And you actually pick up what you said what you lied about. You actually learn it, right? So why not skip the resume part where you have to lie and just skip that step, right? Why not skip the step? This is kind of my point, right? If we as humans understand that this is a thing that happens, that people do that, and that it doesn't matter because this happens, right? Because the self-fulfilling thing happens anyway. Why go through the trouble of lying in the first place, right? Well, it's not even trouble or whatever, right? It's like, why have that as some kind of norm, of societal norm or something, right? And like, that is the part that I don't get, right? And the part that I'm kind of rebelling against. It's like, it's not that I think I can't do that, right? If I had to, I would. But I don't have to, right? So I won't until I have to. And when I have to, maybe it will be too late. But maybe it won't be too late, and maybe I will be able to anyways. Like, I will delete all my, or I will just use my real name, and on that I will like throw a couple of fake shit together and like and join this thing, right? Like, I don't have that's the thing, right? Maybe I seem cocky when I say this, right? But I don't have like a shred of doubt that I can do this. Like, I have zero doubt, and that's what I have always thought of me, right? That is my analysis of myself, right? I don't know, and I think many people are like this, right? So it's not that I don't think I can do this, and I don't think I can't play this game. I could. If I wanted to, I could. The thing is that because I know I can't, because I know I don't know, it's because I don't want to play that game, right? I want to play other game, a different game, right? I want to see if I can get my way without resorting to this game, because I find the game stupid, right? I find it's like, I don't know how to define it, because games are games, but like, it's like, if you like football, like European football, and you go to the United States, and in school you get, like, you see that the person who plays the American football game, the quarterback and all that, is the popular person, right? You're like, okay, but the game is fucking stupid, right? And you, for some reason, hate the fucking stupid game of throwing the rugby ball. And you're like, this is retarded. I don't want to play this game, right? It's dumb. It's a dumb game. I don't like it. Like, you can be like you can be like that, right? And be a nerd. Or you can be like that and fucking play what they call soccer, right? And be fucking elite at soccer. This is what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to play soccer. Soccer. Because I think American football is stupid, right? I think that the way that people get jobs is so fucking stupid and only leads to like more stupidity and cumulative stupidity, right? If you start on that step, if your starting step is getting lied to as a person who hires, right? You are the boss now. If you, as a boss, the way you get people in your company is by lying to you about what their skills are, it's like, doesn't that seem wrong from the get-go? It's like, doesn't it seem like from the boss perspective now, right? That is like such a stupid fucking game. Like, wouldn't you want to play a different one as a boss, right? If you are the boss of the company, right? I don't know. This is like, that is kind of what makes me crazy, I guess, right? Like, what drives me crazy. Why the fuck? I don't know. Maybe it's just naivete, right? Maybe there are like a million reasons or whatever. Or maybe I am just being simplifying stuff. I don't know. Yeah, that was basically my point, I think. 43. So let me annotate the point. So maybe point about you as a boss. Metaphor of football and soccer. Entre parentheses, bad because yeah, it's bad because it's not like a good section. I do hope you get lucky and someone who thinks the same. I think both are dumb, but I get what you mean. But I would also prefer never liars, but I sadly am in not in such a position. I hope that you do get lucky and someone who thinks the same. That's fine. You like for the job stuff. Thank you. By the way, I don't know if you are in that position or not, right? I don't know. I'm just talking about my perspective, right? Maybe you see it in a different way, right? Maybe you see it, I don't know. Maybe in your line of work, for example, in like software or whatever, or like in Germany or what. I don't know. I don't have any idea, right? Maybe you can just show up to the interview, be like, yeah, I did this degree, and in this degree I did this project and this project, and they are like, okay, that's what we're looking for. That's cool. Boom, and you get in. I don't know. I'm 26-year-old student, so I am very much not lol. I don't know. I don't see what's the problem with 26-year-old student. As in too old or what? There was something before, I guess. I don't know. I think it's a matter of perspective, right? I think that, for example, if I were a person who was very separated, right, who likes to separate a lot, yeah, professional from personal, right? There are people who are very like that, right? And for those people, I think that what I say, all of what I'm saying makes no sense, right? because if you like to separate those kind of lives, right? It's like, why would I be too honest, right? It's like it's not even called honesty or whatever. They would simply call it professionalism, right? They would just be, no, I'm not. I don't lie. I'm a professional, right? I say the things that are relevant, right? So if I am doing this profession, I just talk about the professional things, right? No need for other things or whatever, right? And I think that is good for not for two kinds of people, but for people who are not sure if one or two or who, but yeah, for a kind of person that is either very deep into something, right? So if you are, for example, a cybersecurity expert and you know this really important thing about cybersecurity, it's like there is nothing else anyone needs to know, right? They don't need to know if you masturbate to anime cartoons at night, or if you like to shoot pigeons for fun, or if you love reading philosophy, right? They just don't give a shit, right? It's like, if you know this fucking cybersecurity shit, we need you, right? It's like, we will pay you 200 grand because we need cybersecurity in our systems, right? Boom. That's done. So for someone who has something like this very specifically, it works great, right? And if that person, as a bonus, is like professional or whatever, so only talks about the things that they want in a very professional, like they only talk about this cybersecurity thing in this context, and outside, and they don't need to bring anything else in, and they like it like that, right? If they like it, right? If they like studying philosophy on the afternoon and getting paid 200 grand by doing cybersecurity shit, it's like, that's fucking ace, right? But the problem is that I'm not like that, right? I am not like that, right? I get distracted easily, right? I get distracted easily, and I think about shit that doesn't matter or whatever, right? So when I'm making a video, yeah, see, for example, when I'm live streaming this, I think of the tweet. And when I think of the tweet, I think of the other tweet. And do you think I would have seen these tweets if I hadn't lost all my life reading Twitter, right? It's like, no, I wouldn't have found all of these tweets if I hadn't lost hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of life on Twitter. Like, that is how it works. And if I'm making a video, I like to put a tweet in. And if I'm making a video about cars and I want to put a fucking tweet in, I will fucking put a tweet, a tweet inside, right? That's the problem, right? And I think that is good. And I want the people who also think that is good to know. And that is kind of the opposite of the person who wants to keep everything separated, right? And I've seen like a lot of videos talking about generalists versus specialists. I've seen a lot of stuff like this, right? So I don't want to give definitions of anything, right? I don't give a shit about the definition, right? I just want someone who gets it and who agrees, right? Sorry, I have an uncle who works in the area where I will start, so you could say I was lucky. Yeah, that is lucky. Maybe smart, right? Maybe smart of you to decide to go into the place where your uncle, or just lucky, maybe. I have a friend who has whose parents had like a clothing store, right? He didn't particularly like clothing, right? So that is kind of a bummer, right? And he didn't like running the thing, and it was like too unstable and all of these things. What area is it, by the way? I've completed my rant. I have ranted about this already. Informatic, he is a system administrator. There's a lot of different things. Yeah, then I know that the title of the position, sysadmin or whatever, but I don't like I never knew what they do. But yeah, I've thought it's like it's an interesting thing to do. It's like in websites or whatever, like handling all the like the person who, right? I don't really know about it a lot. Where in a company or in like the German government or something like this. Germany, how does Germany work? It has like Länder or whatever, right? Länder, 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 Länder. What's Berlin's Länder? Well, land. What's Berlin's land? Berlin. Designing and handling the web backend of websites is certainly a part of it. Spree. Spree ahoy. Spree ahoy. Oh, it's its own Länder. Well, its own land, not Länder. Oh, damn. I didn't know this. Bremen too. Why? Hamburg too. What the fuck is this? Sorry. I've been to Bayern. I've been in Munich. I've been in Baden-Württemberg twice. I've been to Stuttgart, and I've been to close to Stuttgart in a town called Albstadt. Then I guess I have been around here to go to Berlin in a bus, but I don't remember a lot. Yeah, I've been in Berlin a day or something, and that's it. Designing and handling the backend of websites is certainly a part of it. Sysadmin. Handling hardware too. Interesting. Oh yeah, managing permissions and all of this stuff. Yeah, so I guess it's just like IT department, like what it's called IT in companies. I was somewhere in the south like twice, but otherwise I only travel between Berlin, Bremen, and maybe Hamburg. Quite in the north. Berlin, Bremen, maybe Hamburg. Somewhere in the south like twice. Yeah, I lived in Munich like for 6 months. And I was in these places in like Stuttgart. When I was in Munich, I traveled for like a day or two or something. Oh, I've also been in Hamburg. We're in Hamburg, in Frankfurt. It is in Hesse, I think, or RNW. Frankfurt. No. No. Frankfurt am Main. Hesse. Hesse. Yeah, the airport is called something like Frankfurt Hesse or something, right? Oh no, Flughafen, Frankfurt am Main. Yeah, but I've been only for a day, for example. One day here because I went to visit a friend in Darmstadt. So I went to Darmstadt and we visited like this place. Stuttgart. Then here Albstadt, which is close to this Air Force base or something like this. Munich. And I visited Nuremberg once. But that's Bayern, I think. Oh yeah, these are kind of car museums, I think. Yes, Sachsenring. I have a lot of places I want to visit. Look, in Berlin, I want to go to these places. I was looking at kebabs in Berlin. At like, well, Döner or whatever. Like the classic famous kebabs in Berlin or something. Oh, I want to go to this place. It's like an old Tribune. From an old racing circuit. I want to just sit there. I think it's closed for the public, but I want to go there anyways. Oh yeah, I like this building, the Beer Pinsel. Then here, oh yeah, this is a Gemüse Kebab. 16,000 reviews, holy shit. This is one I found on a Spanish YouTube video on the comments. A burger place I found on Reddit. This one I think it's like more, like a little bit more, not indie, but less massified. And apparently it's just in front of apparently you should give me recommendations. I never saw any of those places. Yeah. These are because the first ones that I said were just are kind of niche, I guess, right? These are not like places that people go to, right? They are not. This is like just a racing circuit, right? So, and it is not even like important anymore. It's just because of like nostalgic reasons and because it's like a cool automotive place in a sense, right? You have these views of what used to be a racing circuit, right? And this is just a building that looks cool, but there, like, it's not even somewhere you can go in. I think it will open in 2025 as co-workings or something. I was to Frankfurter Tor yesterday the first time. No idea. That's cool. Can you go up? Karl Marx Allee. Nice. Yeah. If you ask me about Madrid, I also don't really know a lot about Madrid. Right? For example, all of these burger places or whatever, these Two Friends Burgers. This is another place that I've seen that is good. But in Madrid, I don't really have like recommendations. I've never gone to a lot. I would be a bad tour guide for Madrid. This is another. I just went my friend. Then we went. Where did you drink? Outside, or like at a place? A friend of mine bought his car in Chemnitz. I did see a Spiderman playing the guitar. Beck beer. We also had some on the way. In a few places, so you go like stretching around. In Spain, and that's also common, if I recall correctly. But I'm an uncommon person. I don't do the common things. I usually just stay in one place and then go home or something. I did see a Spider-Man playing guitar. He was pretty good. We drank beer. In Spain, there is like this Spider-Man Gordo. It's called Spider-Man Gordo. Spider-Man Gordo Plaza Mayor. This is in Madrid. There is always like this fat Spider-Man, and he's like pretty famous, you could say. What the fuck? He has a TED Talk. The one I saw was a bit more skinny. Like a lot more skinny. Lol. Nice. Okay, I think I'm leaving now. 6 p.m. already. Thank you for being here. And goodbye. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. And yeah. Bye.